athletic trainer at Parkersburg South High School.
And I'm Mackenzie, the athletic trainer at Parkersburg High School.
We're going to show you a core strengthening workout today. Core is always something that we include in all of our rehabs. Just about everybody can use work on their core. We're going to do a set of 20 reps. We're going to go through one set. If you want to make it harder, just repeat it. Do another set.
Okay, so the first one we're going to start with is your basic crunch. So you're going to be on the ground. You can either have your feet on the ground or feet up in the air. I'm going to demonstrate it with my feet on the ground. Amanda's going to have her knees and feet up in the air. So all you're going to do is a basic crunch. So you're going to want to bring your elbow. You want to make sure your shoulders are coming off of the ground. And with any core exercise, you want to make sure you're still breathing. You don't want to hold your breath while you're doing these.
Okay, the next exercise we're going to show you is called scissor kicks. This is just a version of flutter kicks if you've done that before, and we're going to do flutter kicks after that. But you're going to start laying on the ground with your legs straight out. You're going to bring them up slightly off the ground, and you're going to cross your right leg over your left.
And then you alternate. You want to try and be as close to the ground as possible, because if you're up further in the air, you're not getting as much of the core exercise.
And then we're just going to switch into flutter kicks, which is a modification of that, and you're just going to go straight up and down.
Now with all of these core exercises, you want to make sure you're holding your core tight.
And try not to arch your back and let it come up off the ground.
Alright, next we're going to do leg raises. So all you're going to be doing is laying on your back. You're going to slightly raise your legs off the ground and fold. If you have a partner or if you have anyone else in your household that can help challenge you, they can give you different lengths to move to. So if you want to do 3 inches, you'll hold 3 inches off the ground. Then they could say 12, so you want to go to about a foot off the ground. 6 inches, a little closer. And they can alternate whatever level they want, just to make it a little more difficult.
Okay. The next thing we're going to do is your basic bridge. And we're going to show you some modifications that you can also do if you have a weight at home. You can put the weight right on your stomach. You're just going to do your regular bridge, bringing your hips up and back down. Keep these slow. They work better when you are going at a slow pace.
Not only are these working your core, but they're also working your glutes too.
You can also modify this to make it harder and do a single leg. And then you can just sort of switch legs whenever you feel like you need to. Typically halfway through.
When you hit up into your bridge, you want to squeeze your glutes tight as well. Alright, so next we have your bicycle crunch. So this is like your basic crunch, except for this time you're going to be kicking your legs out and alternating. So if you're going to start with your left knee up towards your chest, you're going to use your right elbow towards that knee, and then you're going to alternate.
And it's okay if you need to stop and take a break, that's fine. Okay, our next exercise are just basic heel touches. You're going to start with your feet flat on the ground, your arms out to your side, and all you're doing is leaning to touch your heel. If you can't make it there, just go as far as you can.
All right, next we have toe touches. So So with toe touches, you're gonna have your legs straight up in the air, and you're going to take your arms, and you're going to lift your shoulders up off the ground and touching your toes the best you can, or reaching for your toes.
And a modified version would just be your knees.
You can also make it a little more difficult by bringing your legs out and then reaching. Alright, so next we have windshield wipers. So Amanda's going to show you the side view of windshield wipers using them with your knees bent. I'm going to show you a front view with your legs straight in the air. So you're going to be laying on your back, legs up in the air, arms out to the side, and you're just going to do windshield wipers. So you're going to rotate side to side. Fifteen, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
The next thing we're going to show you, you can add weights to if you have them. We call them, and our kids know them as dead bugs. So you start lying flat on your back, your knees are up, and your arms are up. And this is where you would add your weights in your arms to get a little bit of an upper body workout as well. So you're going to extend your left leg and your right arm, and then come back. And you alternate this back and forth. And it's a lot harder with the weights. The weights are not necessary. You can do without the weights and you're still going to get a good workout.
With this, you want to make sure you hold your core tight. So you want to almost draw your belly button towards the floor. All right, so next we have Russian twists. So Russian twists you can do without a weight, you can do with a weight. We're gonna demonstrate with a weight. So you're going to kind of be in almost a V position. So you're gonna have your butt on the ground, but your legs lifted off the ground. You don't have to have your legs straight if you're more advanced. You can have your legs straight.
And you can do a modified, easier version with your heels on the ground.
So you're going to rotate back and forth with the weight. You can even make sure the weight touches the ground. Or you can keep it closer to your chest. Alright, so next we also have plates. So this one you can do with weights, you can do without weights. We're going to show you with some of our actual plated weights.
And I'll show you without.
So you're going to be in that same position you were with the Russian twist, with your legs lifted off the ground, but you're going to hold your arms out to the side. So if you're holding weights, you're going to hold them in your hand, and you're going to bring your knees towards your chest.
Your modified version can be to hold and brace yourself. And this one can be very difficult. If you can't get all the reps, that's okay. Take a break and start over.
18, 19, 20.
So we're going to move to a different position. We're going to do an exercise called plank up downs. So you start out in your basic plank, and you can do this either on your knees or a normal plank. and you just go down to your forearms, gosh, and back up. Another modification is just taps.
All right, so with any of those, you can be on your knees in a, what they call, girl push-up position, or just an easier plank position. Or you could also do the full plank position. So next so bird dogs are gonna be next. So when we're teaching our athletes how to do these, we use a half foam roller. This isn't necessary at home, but this is just to show you how you're supposed to keep your core tight and not compensate. So we usually put it on their back, and with bird dogs, you're going to raise your right arm and your left leg, kind of like the opposite of your dead bugs. So you're gonna lift, holding that core tight, and alternate. And when you hold your core tight, you almost want to draw your belly button towards the ceiling. Again, not dipping. You want to keep that core tight. If you don't want to keep alternating, you can also hold in one position for 20 seconds. You're keeping your core tight, and then alternate to the other side. All right.
The next thing we're gonna do, you're gonna start in that same position, and again, Mackenzie's gonna use the foam roller to show you how to use it as a cue. You can really use anything that will lay on your back, but slide slightly if you move. We're gonna do donkey kicks. So we're going straight up, and we'll do 10 each or 20 each side. The key to this is to keep your core and your glutes tight.
So you know if you're using a foam roller, if you're not holding your core tight and not compensating, if the foam roller falls. And then you would switch sides.
Make sure your foot is towards the ceiling.
Now leading into that, we have your straight leg kicks. So kind of like that donkey kick, except you're gonna keep your legs straight and come up.
You can do this with either to a touch on the ground or keeping it raised the whole time.
Or to make it a little more complicated, you can come in like the donkey kick and then come straight up. And then you would alternate to the next side. Again, holding your core tight. You can also squeeze your glutes for a little extra glute workout. And you don't want to come so far up that you're arching your back. Again, you want to keep your back tight and going up as far as you can.
And our last exercise here is a standing core workout. I'm going to show you the modification with the weights. Mackenzie's going to show you what still works.
So with the band, you want to put it underneath your feet. You want to make sure you have some type of resistance. So if you have to spread your legs apart, you can. And all you're going to do is lean to one side and then the next.
And make sure you pause at the middle in between.
You don't want to lean forward or lean back. You want to make sure you're just going straight to the side. This is going to work your obliques. 20 on each side.
And if you need to, you can always do 20 on one side first and then on the other instead of alternating.
Again, do as many sets as you can do with the 20 reps. Now, with all of these exercises, you don't have to do them all for your core workout. You could pick maybe 5, doing 20 reps of however many sets each. But
For our athletes, we typically pick 5 or so a day from these.
And these are just our favorites. There are a lot more out there that you can look into, but these are just the main ones we use with our athletes.
Next week, we're going to be talking to you about lower body rehab if you've got a lower body injury. As always, check with your doctor before you do anything about an injury. And a little bit of equipment that you might need for these exercises would be a towel, a pillow, a band, or just some type of step or elevated platform.
We want to make sure that you understand we are not licensed physical therapists. We are just athletic trainers. So these are not to be put in place of your physical therapy that you might be doing for any type of injury or any type of rehabilitation. These are just exercises if you have basic aches and pains or something just to add in with your workouts for strengthening. Thank you for listening.